To get into some climate change news, this is tweeted out by the North American Megadams Resistance Alliance. I like that name. The climate crisis is here. Why are some still wasting time on false solutions such as megadam hydropower, which releases large amounts of methane and carbon dioxide while also destroying carbon sequestering boreal forests and vital river ecosystems? Why indeed? It's a great question. Yeah, hydropower is extremely destructive. Even though it's counted as a renewable energy source, it's extremely destructive. It's habitat destruction. Not to mention emissions involved in building dams. In news not making headlines this week, again, around the flooding in Asia, flooding in Assam and Nepal kills hundreds, displaces millions. 1/3 of Bangladesh underwater in one of the worst deluges to hit the region. Worst flooding in decades. Endangers China's Three Gorges Dam. 40 million people affected. This is from July 23rd, so a few days ago. Okay. Let's move on. More about the flooding. This is from Sumu Ilahi. The surface of flooded areas are showing that it's not a monsoon flood anymore. It's the single, or I think she meant signal, of climate crisis where millions of displaced and many died in Bangladesh, China, India, and Nepal. You know what? Yeah. All right. Well, Book Hermit, I'm sorry. Sorry to say. Hold on one second. Yeah, Book Hermit, you are now blocked. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna have this just idiotic discussions going on in the chat with Book Hermit. So that's bye bye. Sorry. I'm just I'm not. That conversation is just so stupid, and it's been going on for weeks. And whatever. It's my channel. I've had enough of it. Uh, this is tweeted out by Dr. Ayana Elizabeth Johnson, who I highlighted a few weeks ago. She is a marine biologist. There's a heat wave happening in the ocean from Georgia to Maine. Water temperatures are 5.4 to 7.2 degrees above normal. Holy moly, the climate crisis. Hashtag climate crisis. Hot ocean waters along the East Coast are drawing. Okay, so I'm going to read this. I'm going to go to the article, which is somewhere. Hold on one second. Let's see if we'll come up. So this is from the Washington Post. Wednesday, July 29th. Hot ocean waters along the East Coast are drawing in weird fish and supercharging hurricane season. Warm waters are a major concern with Hurricane Isaias. I think I'm totally messing it up. Isaias. Forecast to ride up the eastern seaboard. Or Isaias or Isaias. Vacationing on Nantucket in early July, Terrence Boylan cast his line into the strangely warm surf. The creature he reeled in left the veteran angler baffled. It was a skinny, 4-foot-long fish with needle-like mouth and menacing teeth. He was completely surprised, his wife Jennifer said. He didn't know what it was. The Boylans would soon learn Terrence had hooked a houndfish, a warm water species that may never have been caught before along the Massachusetts shore. By itself, the catch would be just a fluke, but it is one of a slew of unusual fish reports from the shores of New England in recent years. Scientists studying the warming waters in the region say it is part of a pattern and an ominous signal of climate change. Ocean temperatures along the East Coast are near or above their warmest levels on record for this time of year, and they are not only drawing in unusual sea creatures, but also helping to fuel the busiest Atlantic hurricane season on record to date. Now Hurricane Isaias is poised to draw energy from these abnormally toasty waters as it rides up the East Coast, and depending on its course and speed, the consequences could be severe from Florida to Maine. Much of the eastern seaboard from the Georgia coast to southern Maine is in the midst of what scientists define as a marine heat wave. They occur when ocean temperatures are abnormally warm in the 90th percentile of available data for an extended period, at least 5 days. Marine heat wave intensity is categorized from moderate to extreme. While the waters off the southeast coast are mostly in a moderate heat wave, the intensity becomes strong along pockets of the mid-Atlantic coast before swelling to strong to severe off the shores of Massachusetts and southeast Maine. Temperatures off the northeast coast are 5.4 to 7.2 degrees above normal, said Andrew Pershing, Chief Scientific Officer at the Gulf of Maine Research Institute, in an email. Due to human-caused buildup of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, marine heat waves have increased dramatically in frequency, size, and severity in recent decades. They've altered fisheries and killed seabirds in the North Pacific and Bering Sea, and damaged or killed parts of the Great Barrier Reef, a World Heritage Site. A study published in December warned that by late this century, there may be a permanent marine heat wave state in many parts of the ocean because of continued warming. The oceans are absorbing the vast majority of the extra heat pumped into the climate by the highest levels of greenhouse gases in human history, and marine heat waves and altered ocean currents are just some of the consequences. The heat waves have profound effect on marine ecosystems by supporting some species and disrupting others. The website of the Marine Heat Waves International Working Group, operated by leading researchers studying the topic, notes rogue animals can also find their way well outside of their normal range following the warm waters of a marine heat wave. Weird creatures, according to an online database of observed sea life maintained by Duke University, houndfish, the species caught by Boylan, have been spotted only twice north of Cape Hatteras, North Carolina, and never in Massachusetts. David Polikansky, a retired scientist who worked at the National Academy of Sciences, sees the catch of a species outside its normal zone as not necessarily caused by the warm water, but made more likely. The houndfish is just the latest example of subtropical species finding its way to the Massachusetts coast. A fisherman himself, Polikansky recalls another angler hooking an adult tarpon, a warm water fish common to the Florida coast, on Nantucket last year. He was shaking when he came into the shop to tell us about it, Polikansky wrote in an email. For sure, nobody had reported hooking one off the beach on Nantucket previously. These warm waters are concerning, said Glenn Gawarkowicz, an oceanographer, at Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution. We've been seeing really weird things like this the last couple of years. In an interview, he described Gulf Stream fish being caught in 30 meters of water off Block Island, Rhode Island in January 2017, and increases in the rate and amount of species like mahi-mahi passing through. Here's a big shark warning, big Jaws poster. A lot of these species you think of as living south of Cape Hatteras, and now you're seeing them in southern New England, Gawarkowicz said. A deadly great white shark attack in Maine on Monday made headlines for its rarity so far north. But scientists disagree over whether warm waters played a role. Okay. The water temperature is actually warmer, a lot warmer than usual, but okay. But they didn't play a role. Okay. Gregory Skolmel, a fisheries scientist and shark expert with the Massachusetts Division of Marine Fisheries, doesn't think there is any connection between water temperature and the attack. Okay. Shark tagging data show a well-established summer presence of the species off the Maine coast, he said via email. Okay. So it's a regular thing. Bob Hoyter, director of the Center for Shark Research at the Mote Marine Laboratory in Sarasota, Florida, said there are very likely more white sharks off the Maine coast now than people realize. But Hoyter also said water temperature is a factor in white shark distribution, with a sweet spot in the low to mid 60s. This is around what the water temperatures were where the attack occurred in the Gulf of Maine. Gorwarkowitz explained waters this warm enter the Gulf of Maine when warm core rings, which are small warm pools that have broken off from the Gulf Stream, flow towards the coast. The sharks definitely use the rings as preferred habitat, so it is reasonable to expect that one might have gone into the Gulf of Maine from the ring, he said. His research has shown a doubling in the number of these warm core rings since 2000. I wonder why. Could it be global warming? This is being driven in part, he said, by a northward shift in the Gulf Stream. Driven by what? Could it be global warming? In recent decades, researchers have observed a northward shift in the Gulf Stream, and this, along with changes in other ocean currents, may be causing dramatic warming in some areas, including the Gulf of Maine. Record northbound shifts in warm water. Warm waters are oozing north farther than they would have in modern records, says Chris Karnauskas, a professor of atmospheric and oceanic sciences at the University of Colorado. In a tweet, he showed that water temperatures as high as 82 degrees or 28 Celsius were about as far north as they've been since such data began in 1982. This is just above the temperature threshold for fueling and sustaining hurricanes. Next, he showed the zone of 64-degree temperatures, 18 Celsius, which great white sharks prefer, had also shifted farther north on record. It's pretty shocking, actually, he said in an interview. The gap between this year and the next northernmost year is huge. Karnauskas says the Gulf of Maine is warming excessively. Excessively. Indeed, analysis have shown the Gulf of Maine has been warming 7 times faster than the rest of the world's oceans during the past 15 years. So the warming is also causing fishing industry in Maine. I'm just reading this other headline here. It's impacting the lobster industry in Maine. Also, other cold water fish are disappearing off the New England coast. Both short-term, back to the early 1980s, data drawn from weather satellites, and longer-term, back to the late 1800s, indicators show significant warming in the region, but the warming has accelerated in recent decades. That is called global warming. Karnauskas said human-caused climate change is driving much of the warming, but natural fluctuations in this region are adding more heat compared to surrounding areas where temperatures are not rising at the same rate. Potentially dire implications with hurricanes. The marine heat wave doesn't just have consequences for fish. The warm waters not only next to the East Coast, but sprawling over much of the tropical Atlantic Ocean, are fueling what is the most active hurricane season on record to date. This year, record hurricane season. Record ice melt. Record floods in Asia. I wonder what's happening. Golly, what could it be? Tropical storms and hurricanes derive their energy from warm ocean waters, which makes the presence of such a large area of unusually warm water so worrying to meteorologists. An ocean with high heat content values, with warm water extending through the water column, can increase the odds for storms to rapidly intensify, something we're seeing more of as the planet warms. Hurricane Isaias, which is taking aim at the entire East Coast, became the earliest ninth Atlantic named storm on record Wednesday night. The fifth named storm to form this month tied the 2005 record for having the most storms on record during July. This year has also featured the earliest forming C, E, F, and G storms on record in the Atlantic: Cristobal, Edward, Faye, and Gonzalo. Some of the storms which have formed since June have done so much farther north than usual, in areas where ocean temperatures were well above average. Dolly in late June flared up farther north than any tropical storm on record during the month, tweeted Sam Lillo, a postdoctoral researcher at the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. As a measure of how warm the water was in the northwest Atlantic, when Dolly formed, a buoy at George's Bank, 170 nautical miles east of Hyannis, Massachusetts, recorded a sea surface temperature above 80 degrees on June 26th. Wow. Data shows such a water temperature is unprecedented during the month at that location, dating back to at least 1984. Gawarkowicz identified the warmer than normal water temperatures south of Cape Hatteras as an area of particular concern. If we do get a hurricane coming up the East Coast, that's an area where we could get intensification, he said Tuesday. Isaias will pass through those waters Monday. Yeah, this is happening. This is happening. I don't know what else to say. It's very obvious what's going on. Just to go back, it sucks that I had to ban or take Book Hermit out of the chat, but we need to have other discussions. Our discussions need to be centered around what are we going to do in the face of the news. There's plenty of debate in there. I just don't have time to debate whether climate change is happening or not, or whether global warming is happening or not. When I read articles every single day about, hey, look what's happening, it's warming. Anyways, whatever. I'm just not going to have those conversations with people. Nope. Anyways, moving on. Again, what's happening? Well, some people think that the Earth is warming. Some people, as in every single scientist on the planet Earth. Temperatures in Middle East top 50 C every day for a week. Can you say, holy shnikes, cities across the Middle East are recording their highest temperatures as a heat wave strikes the region, raising concerns that global warming will threaten the sustainability of already troubled countries. The worst country affected is Iraq, already suffering from insurgency, sectarian divisions, economic decline brought on by widespread corruption. Baghdad. How about the fact that they were occupied by the United States for many years, and we totally destroyed this country? How about that? How about mentioning that, Sunday Times? What a load of malarkey, as Joe Biden might say. Baghdad recorded its highest and second highest temperatures this week, while towns across the south have topped 50 C, something that used to be a rarity. Every day. Oh no, the planet's not warming. There's no global warming. It's just 122 degrees every single day in Baghdad this week. Oh no, absolutely not. That's not happening. Iraqis rarely experiencing 24-hour electricity, even if they can afford air conditioning. Many struggle to keep even fridges running on small, expensive supplementary generators. Oh, darn it, they did it to me. Maybe I can get the rest of this article. This is the Times UK, by the way. Come on. You can do it. We can't get the rest of the article. Anyways, that's all you need to know. That's the headline, right? That is the headline. The headline is Baghdad was over 122 degrees for a week straight. Charlie Adams, have a good one. Enjoy your day. Jay Ackert, well, I'm just glad that warming isn't a problem and we need more of it. Exactly. Iraq is suffering from a U.S. invasion. I know. I can't believe that they didn't even mention that little tiny, that little fact there that the U.S. occupied Iraq for over a decade, and we still have forces there, and we completely destroyed that country. No mention of that. Anyways. I know. 120 few, said Boyle Road Lamppost. That is just mind-boggling. Judy Truitt, last year the runways were melting in Phoenix. I know. I remember that. Wonder if that's happening again with 120 degree. Yes, like most likely there are melting asphalt everywhere. I'm sure. Unless they have some kind of special like heat-resistant asphalt that they use in Iraq. Who knows? I don't know. Uninhabitable Earth by David Wallace Wells. Yes, Cougar W. Good book. I have it on my nightstand. And it basically reiterates everything that we talk about every single day. A dry heat 122 ain't bad. I don't know. Let's move on. This is from today. In the BBC News, Amazon region, Brazil records big increase in fires. I wonder why. Official figures from Brazil have shown a big increase in the number of fires in the Amazon region in July compared with the same month last year. Satellite images compiled by Brazil's National Space Agency revealed there were 6,803, a rise of 28%. President Jair Bolsonaro has encouraged agricultural and mining activities in the Amazon. I wonder how that coronavirus is doing, Jair Bolsonaro. How's that going for you? But under pressure from international investors in early July, his government banned starting fires in the region. Okay. The latest figures raise concerns about a repeat. So that was under pressure from international investors. It took international investors to tell them, like, yeah, maybe you guys shouldn't start any more fires. The latest figures raise concerns about a repeat of the huge wildfires that shocked the world in August and September last year. It's a terrible sign. Ane Alencar, science director of Brazil's Amazon Environmental Research Institute, was quoted as saying by Reuters news agency, "We can expect that August will already be a difficult month and September will be worse yet." Mr. Bolsonaro has criticized Brazil's environmental enforcement agency, IBAMA, for what he describes as excessive fines. Oh, doggone it, your excessive fines. They're chapping me. And his first year in office saw a sharp drop in financial penalties being imposed for environmental violations. The agency remains underfunded and understaffed. Yeah. Thanks, Jair Bolsonaro. Guys, we have 138 watching, 57 likes. Please like up the video some mo. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Boiled Rope Lamppost says, in the protest videos I see from Baghdad, everyone is in boxers and flip-flops. No doubt. No doubt. Humidity is around 21%. Where? In Baghdad? That's not bad. I mean, 21% is not... It's not super high. But still, 120 degrees is... Hoo-wee. Richard's Cat House. Okay. Anyways. I see you. Gritty Chops, Boxer Rebellion, indeed. Human Love Solidarity, 3 meltdowns in Fukushima, 9 years. Indeed. Andy the Gardener asks, is the global warming greening the Sahara meme still being pushed by denialists? Probably. I'm sure they're saying some kind of wacky stuff. You know, there's all kinds of insane ideas about how, you know, everything's fine. The planet's not warming. We're going into a little ice age, or, you know, or that warming is going to be so good for us. It's going to be so good for vegetables and plants. Hey guys, remember to like, share, and subscribe, and you can support the channel. The links below, PayPal, Patreon, Square. Also, if you'd like to watch the live streams, you can watch the live streams on my Patreon channel. You can subscribe for as little as $1. So hopefully I will see you over there, and thanks so much.